Hi guys, and obviously what's up? Today I'll be talking to you about coffee. This beverage is obviously consumed 365 days of the year. I know this because I used to have a coffee shop. Oh yeah, but here is, if you are into gourmet coffee, then this is for you. Now, well, I found a few coffee shops that their suppliers were obviously from Colombia, and I will leave the link below in the description so you can obviously check them out. But when we're talking about high quality gourmet coffee, we're talking about places like Carpo, Starbucks, Fortnum & Masons, and places like that. Now, a lot of people will be consuming some type of beverage this year, and I always think it's obviously good to obviously gift people, right, coffee or some sort of beverage, you know what I mean? Now, when it comes down to quality or luxury coffee, right, we're not just talking about the smell of the aroma beans or the taste. We're talking about is that, what is my thing? If you want to shop online, then you want to obviously shop online, then you need to go to the Great Reset by Toy and Carew is obviously where you need to go, because their offerings are obviously of high quality beverages and they're obviously top tier. Anyway, those are my thoughts, but I digress. Now let's talk about sports, right? You can never go wrong talking about sports. Now the only sports that is currently Now the only sports that is currently underway now is the NFL and NBA. I spoke about it briefly, about my annoyance with the WNBA and being on briefly in the summer months. I thought to myself, why don't I kind of delve into it a bit further, as it only makes sense, right? Because why are women in the WNBA playing only in the summer and they only have like 34 games compared to their male counterparts? Well, come to find out, it's more than that. Essentially, it seems as though male basketball players are more prioritized than women basketball players. Hence, they place more emphasis on men games than women, and it seems like women's games are not in the forefront as I think they should be. Do you know what I mean? They only have like 34 games, which is significantly, can you even see me? Which is significantly, child. Oh God, what did I say? You know what? I have to continue this in the house. Let's talk sports. You can never go wrong talking about sports. Now, the only sports that is currently underway now is obviously the NFL and NBA. I can see why people will sit there and watch the NBA, though. I'm not even gonna lie. I spoke briefly about my annoyance with the WNBA being on briefly in the summer months. I thought to myself, hold on. Why don't I delve into this a bit further, as it only makes sense? Because why are women in the WNBA playing in the summer and they only have 34 games only compared to their male counterparts? Well, come to find out, it's more than that. Essentially, it seems as though male basketball is more kind of prioritized than women's basketball. Hence why they place more emphasis on men's games than women, and it's seemingly like women's games are not obviously at the forefront as it should be. They only have like 34 games, which is obviously significantly less than their male counterparts. Not only this, but the NBA earns billions each year. So take 2023 to 2024, the NBA earned $11.34 billion. Now, in comparison to the women's WNBA, they earned around 25 to 35 million. Now, there is a huge pay gap, as you can see, but the WNBA is also being subsidized by the NBA to cover their operating costs, which is absolutely ludicrous. They need to be at the forefront of the WNBA. Let's face it, like, having women play sports, in particular WNBA, it's more fun. People will actually pull up to go and watch it and stuff. Now, my thing is this. Why was the NWA set up in the first place? Was it because there were women that were 6 feet tall and they felt they could emulate the NBA and they wanted to create, I don't know, probably fair game? But they haven't created fair game at all, because the amount of money earned in the NBA does not equate to the earnings in the WNBA. Hence why the NBA subsidizes the WNBA. They play less games, and the WNBA is focused on different technicalities compared to that of the NBA. But if it's the same sport, it should be exactly the same thing, like such as ball control, player position, passing layup, besides other things. So in saying that, the NBA definitely gets more kind of sponsorship and viewership deals than the NBA. Hence why you see the WNBA hustling out here. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. It don't make no sense. It's ridiculous. Now the NBA has a larger audience, obviously, because it's promoted more. But I'm telling you now, if the WNBA had more money to cover its kind of operating costs, not only would it create a larger audience for them, but they will be pulling in crowds from the droves, because people will be interested to obviously watch the sport. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like, do you know how much people actually like sports? Like, really, like a lot of people like sports, and especially when women are actually playing the sports, it's a good thing. Absolutely a good thing. Now, NBA and ESPN need to do better. Yeah, they need to do better. I said what I said, and I keep saying that representation matters in all facets. And when I keep saying that, when you see people, be it TV presenters, sports panelists that are women, when you see people that look like you are more inclined to watch and engage into it. That's fair game. However, the fact that the season is so short for the women's players essentially means that you're not even giving enough time to actually get into it, because by the time you get into it, the season is done. It's pointless. No, many people have been obviously nominated for the Grammys, right? Which will be hosted next year, which is going to be sensational, to watch. Maybe I actually might be there presenting an award. You never know. Do you know? You've got to speak these things into existence, because you never know. But yeah, and take care. Bye.